ranking the festivals I went to this year from worst to best. I attended 7 music festivals this year. I'm going to rank them from worst to best. In my opinion, there are 2 extras that I have to throw on there. I should have attended 9 festivals. I bought 2 festival tickets with purposes of attending and didn't work out. So I'm going to talk about those first and then go in for ranking the rest of the 7 that I actually attended from worst to best. And I do want to mention that I am wearing the merch from my latest festival that I attended this year, Seismic. It's black, it's oversized, it's so beautiful because it's covered in these gems. I'm sure you could see like the sparkly in it. So let's get into it. Coming in at number 9 will be Wicked Oaks. It takes place here in Austin, Texas. This was the first year that they've ever done it. It is a October festival. Normal October festival for Texas is called Freaky Deaky. Disco Donnie is the event thrower and organizer of Freaky Deaky and the owner of Illfest, Void Summoning Fest. So it's 3 different festival concepts into one. They brought them all together to name them Wicked Oaks. So normally Illfest is Ubbi festival that takes place in May in Austin, Texas. And then I don't know anything about Void's Summoning Fest, if it's even called that. 3 different festival concepts were brought together. Disco Donnie was the main event organizer, came up with Wicked Oaks. So it was a 2-day festival, Saturday, Sunday, or technically 3-day festival because camping was supposed to start Friday night. I only bought a VIP ticket for Sunday, but it was a torrential downpour and storm Friday, Saturday. Saturday they opened up the festival, but it was all sorts of mayhem. Long story short, like it scared me out of going on Sunday. People's cars were getting stuck in the mud. People were being turned away from the festival, like they couldn't even park. People were sitting in their cars for 2 hours, getting in line for 2 hours, and then waiting in the will call line for another 2 hours. People would get through all of that, and then they shut the festival down right as people were getting in due to the torrential weather. Like it was awful, and I get it, safety first, right? But they did nothing to protect people. They just kicked everybody out. Like if you really want to look it up, go look up Wicked Oaks. It was absolutely horrendous. So anyways, scared me out of going. I did not want to go Sunday, so I had all intensive purposes of going. Disco Donnie is a shit organizer, so I probably would have ranked it number 9 anyways as the worst festival. So we're starting off with that, number 9, even though I didn't go. I couldn't go. Coming in at number 8, I bought a ticket to Sunburn in India. I had, again, all purposes of going. It was going to take place in December. Right now it's December, but I actually did not go. I was supposed to go with one of my besties, Alyssa, aka the corporate raver, and we decided not to go. We just weren't feeling the lineup. When I go to these international festivals, it's because I also want to be in the country, but I'm also super excited for this festival. And I was even more excited because the festival was going to be on my birthday, but I was just not feeling the lineup at all. David Guetta was going to be performing on my birthday. Like David Guetta, if you're a David Guetta fan, sorry, not sorry. I don't like his music. There were a lot of other things, not just this festival lineup, that just were pointing that India was not a good time to attend this year. I do want to go to Sunburn and I do want to go to India so badly, but this is not the year. Bought a ticket and I'm just losing out on the money for it. And I lost out on the money for the Wicked Oaks Festival too. And I know I probably shouldn't include this on this list, but since I didn't actually attend it, I'm going to put that at number 8 because I'm sure I would have had a better time at that than Wicked Oaks. So now getting into the festivals that I attended. Coming in at number 7 is going to be Breakaway in North Carolina. Now, there wasn't anything necessarily bad about this festival. It's just a very basic, no frills festival. Breakaway is a chained festival, so they have them all over the United States and all sorts of big cities. Like I know there's one in Tampa, there's one in Minneapolis, there's one in Atlanta. This one that I went to was in North Carolina, in the Charlotte area. 2 main reasons why I went to this, because this is not typically a festival I would normally attend or travel to North Carolina for. It's because 1, Eli Brown was on the lineup. Eli Brown's my favorite artist. And 2, I have a friend in North Carolina that I've been wanting to visit. I waited to go around a festival that was happening that I would like to attend. This is not a festival, in my opinion, worth traveling to. It's cute, it's little. I only went 1 day. It's a 2-day festival. The people were nice, but in general, it's just very low budget, basic. It's not the worst festival I've ever been to, but compared to all the other ones that I went to this year, that's why it's coming in at number 7. Coming in at number 6 is Ubbi Dubbi that takes place in April in the Dallas-Fort Worth area of Texas. Oh, and just to say, like, a lot of these are first time festivals for me. So that was my first time at Breakaway. This is my first time at Ubbi Dubbi. Going into it, I honestly did not know that Ubbi Dubbi was a predominantly bass festival. And now it's changing. So if you look at the lineup for the next year, like, that's much more my jam. There were some house artists at Ubbi Dubbi this year, but it was predominantly bass, and that's my fault, right? I should have known when I looked up the lineup and didn't recognize a lot of the names, so that's my fault. Again, another cute, no frills, no high production festival. It is a Disco Donnie event though, and he's a shit organizer, but this one actually ran pretty smoothly, so I'll give him that. Go to Ubbi Dubbi if you like bass, if you like cute little festivals, and again, it's changing more. So if you look up the lineup now, they do have a lot more house artists, a little bit more mixed than just predominantly bass. If you are in the Dallas area, it's good. If you're a local, come if that's more your jam and your vibe. But overall, I had a good time at this festival. It's just not my typical festival. And as we keep going down the list, you'll see why Ubbi Dubbi was at number 6. Coming in at number 5 is ACL, which is Austin City Limits, that takes place over 2 weekends in the month of October every year in Austin, Texas. Now, this is my second time attending ACL. I am born, bred, and fed in Austin, Texas, but I was never an ACL goer. I went to my first ACL in 2018 or 2017, and I went all 3 days, and I realized I was like, this is not the festival for me. It's a mixed genre festival. So in case you didn't know, so they have everything. They have rock, rap, Spanish music, EDM. They have so much music, and to me, a 3-day festival costing $300-400 where I don't like the majority of the music is not worth it to me. I'm more of reggaeton and EDM. I predominantly go to EDM festival. ACL in general is a phenomenal festival. The food is what I love the most about it. They have so much food. And this year I decided to only go 1 day, and because I'm living in Austin, it was easy for me to go. So I'm only willing to repeat festivals if they take place in the city that I'm currently living in. Right now I'm in Austin. And the people that got me to buy the ticket for this festival all happened to be on the same day, thankfully. So Sunday, the headliners were John Summit, T-Pain, Doja Cat, and Fade. Unfortunately, Doja Cat ended up dropping out. They replaced her with the Killers. I'm not a Killers fan, so I wasn't excited about that. But the one person that really got me to buy this ticket was T-Pain. I know I just said I'm predominantly reggaeton and EDM, so that's where the John Summit and Fade come in. But T-Pain came out like the height of his career when I was in high school. I am a millennial, so I went to ACL for T-Pain, and that was the best show. I was so happy to be there. ACL is a mixed genre festival. So if you like mixed genre festivals, then you would like ACL. But it's also a mixed crowd and mixed age festival. There are families that take their small children there. There's a lot of high school kids and college kids. And I saw a lot of problematic videos with these little girls. And I say little girls, like they look high school age to me. Like I'm 36, so of these little girls fighting at Sabrina Carpenter, or people talking about like the Chads and Brads at the John Summit and Disco Line set. Overall, I like it. It's a great festival, but it is mixed genre and mixed age, mixed crowd. You're gonna get a lot of walks of life there, but I liked it. So 1 day for me, I had no issues. I didn't see all that nonsense in person, but again, I loved the food. So recommend if you like all of that. Coming in at number 4 is Seismic Spring. So I mentioned that I'm wearing my Seismic shirt. It was the last festival I attended. So I got this at the Seismic Fall. So there's two Seismics. There's one that takes place in the spring, and I also think it's called Seismic Light. And then there's one that takes place in the fall. So the one that takes place in the spring is in May. It's 2 days. It's a much smaller production. It's at the Concourse Project. And so they use the inside of the Concourse Project, and then they have one stage on the outside. Now, the Seismic that takes place in the fall in November is 3 days. It's a much bigger production. They use the inside of the concourse. There's multiple stages on the outside. There's a huge main stage on the outside too. And this, by the way, is a house and techno festival. So now we're getting into the festivals that are more my vibe, my jam, my style, house and techno girly. That's what Seismic is. Seismic Spring, I liked it. It's house and techno. It's cute, it's little, it's easy to navigate. I had no issues with the people, and I like the music. And I like the Concourse Project venue as well. So coming in at number 3 is Seismic Fall. I just explained the differences between the two, the one that takes place in the spring in May and the other one that takes place in November in the fall. One's 2 days, one's 3 days, both house and techno, both phenomenal music. The one in spring is just a little bit less production. The one in fall is a more bigger production. So I say if you want to come to Seismic, first of all, be a house and techno lover, and two, go to the one in the fall so you can get more of the full-on festival experience. Now I like Seismic because it is small, it's easy to navigate. First Seismic, and I loved it. I like the people that attend. This is a house and techno crowd, so in my experience, house and techno crowds are no nonsense crowds. I know that there's a lot of discourse about this online. Depending on what side of the United States that you're in, the people on the West Coast say house crowds are shit. And I'm like, I lived in Miami for 3 years. The house crowds over there are phenomenal. And now being in Texas, house crowds are still phenomenal. So maybe it's the artists that you're seeing, the venues that you're going to, or the festivals that you're attending. My experience, both of these crowds were fun, no nonsense crowds. And what I mean by no nonsense crowds, it's like they're there for the music. They like the music. They're not a bunch of like influencers coming in or trying to push a bunch of products in front of your face. And even though I'm making content on this right now, like I see what I do is providing content. It's different than influencing. So it's people that are there that genuinely love the music, real ravers. Number 2 is Sonus Music Festival in Croatia. This is a 5-day or technically 6-day house and techno festival that takes place in the islands of Croatia. OMG. I have had Sonus on my festival bucket list. By the way, I make festival bucket lists every year. That has been on my bucket list for the last 3 videos that I've made the last 3 years, and I finally made it happen. I finally got to make it happen for 2026, and I loved Sonus. Again, house and techno music. I loved it. I absolutely recommend if you like to travel, and this is very affordable. I did a whole cost breakdown on this. The cost to attend Sonus was the same cost of going to VIP at EDC. Like you can travel across the world. I prefer international festivals. It's just a whole different experience. I get to experience a whole different crowd. And the thing about international festivals too is like you are seeing people from all sorts of countries. I met people from Croatia, obviously, but from Italy, from Germany, from Hungary, from Belgium, from all over. Absolutely recommend Sonus if you like house and techno, if you like to travel. It was just a good time. Now coming in at number 1, my number 1 festival that I loved more than anything, had the best time at, is Movement Music Festival, and that takes place every Memorial Weekend in Detroit, Michigan, and it is a 3-day house and techno festival. Now Movement is another one that I've been wanting to go to for a while, and I'm glad I finally made it happen. Such good house and techno music, another no nonsense crowd. I feel like I was the only one out there with my phone getting content. People are there genuinely for the music. I hardly saw anybody on their phones in the crowd, and it's also a mixed age crowd, so they do have young children there, but don't let that worry you, because to me, I'm like, I don't want to go to a mixed age festival where there's little kids running around. Not at all, because these are house and techno parents, so they raised house and techno kids, and these kids are so well behaved. They have their little ear protection, which is awesome, and I don't see anybody running around or getting crazy or in the way or anything. Like they are with their parents, just genuinely having a good time. I also did VIP there, so the VIP section there I loved, and I used to the fullest capacity, used all of the amenities. Everything that I'm speaking on, I have made videos for every single one of these festivals. I'm gonna link every single playlist down below, because that's what I do. I go to these festivals and I create content on my experience, so where I do a vlog, a venue tour. If I do VIP, I do a VIP versus GA breakdown, how much I spent, and then a full breakdown that covers so many touching points about like where to park, where to stay, how much it costs, this, that, and the other. So I'm gonna link all of my playlists down for all of these festivals so you can see for yourself which one of these that you would want to attend. So that is my full ranking from worst to best. Movement being the number 1. I loved it so much, and I would do it again if I was repeating festivals. I don't want to repeat something that I've already done. Maybe someday, but I 10 out of 10 recommend it for you. I have no notes. Like there's not one thing that I would change about Movement. For the top 3 especially, the Movement, Sonus, and Seismic, all house and techno, so you could see clearly where my bias stands, what's more my vibe. And something else, just in case you didn't notice, don't really care for insomniac festivals. This isn't on my list of festivals that I've attended. I am here to show you guys that there is a whole world of festivals outside of Insomniac and Disco Donnie. I just attended 7 of them this year. Go ahead and check out the videos down below the playlist to take a deeper dive, see which ones that you want to attend. So thank you guys for watching. My name is Alicia, but I go by Electric Ollie, and I'm here to show you how to dance across the globe one festival at a time.